And I was actually a child who was born in a free Lithuania, which gained independence in the 90s. When it was time to get up on the stage, I started crying, and I was very shy as a kid, so I could not see my parents. I learned, well, it simply was a couple of people who were religious fanatics and wanted to bring religion. Really appalled me, and I spent teaching Islam, and I saw an advertising in a poster at my school. Then I would go to the bar and have a drink with my friends, and I felt uneasy and uncomfortable with that. Here was this community that simply opened the door to anyone who was interested to come. Never asked, who are you? What do you do? PLU every month through this program would take students to synagogues, mosques, churches, or different temples in order to taste what each faith is like, in order to break down the prejudice that may exist about these cultures and religions. So naturally they approached their Baha'i student, who was Shiva, and said, can you take us to a Baha'i house of worship? And she said, well, we could definitely go there, but it's in Chicago. So normally, she explained that the prayers are said in our homes. There was a devotional happening in the Baha'i community of Tacoma. Together with about 30 other students, I attended this devotional. And for the first time, attending an event of a religion that I was not part of felt natural. It somehow resonated with my heart that here was this community that simply opened the door to anyone who was interested to come. Never asked, who are you? What do you do? What do you believe in? It was almost unimportant. It seemed apparent to me that the most important part is the Word of God and the relationship with God that people have. Vadar sepeh bala ستاره های روشن کن تویی دهنده و بخشنده و مهربان. I saw writings on the table from every religion, like Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, and others. And I was struck with this amazing idea that actually it's possible to be united even though our religions may be different, our cultures are different, or we come from different walks in life. I asked Shiva, I said, well, I want to know more. What else is going on? Are there more gatherings like this that I could go to? And so the next thing that was happening was a cluster reflection meeting. Neither Shiva nor I knew about the cluster reflection meeting. It was first time ever going to it, and so we went to a gathering, and the focus of the gathering was to help start a children's class or a junior youth in one of the neighborhoods that spoke Spanish. Not many friends spoke Spanish, so naturally I said, well, I can help out. I know Spanish. I would love to, serve in that way. So without much thinking, I went out and to the neighborhood with the friends, and I started explaining the idea of children's classes and the program for junior youth in Spanish to these families that live there. And many of them responded very positively. Quickly, I was again astonished by this religion that not only talked about positive things and how we have to build character and be kind and generous and serve the humanity, but actually do it right here in our community. And I said, this is what I was looking for. واقعا فهمیدم که شیوا یه دختر خیلی مهربون است. من که گفتم از اول ولی یه وقت بود که خیلی سخت من بود. من چیزی که شد تو دانشگاه و شیوا منو دید، گفت چطوری، چرا اینقدر ناراحتی؟ من گفتم نمیدونم، خیلی ترسیده بودم، خیلی ناراحت بودم. گفتم خیلی خسته بودم. گفتم میشه ما دعا بخونیم؟ شیوا گفت بله میتونیم. رفتیم با هم دعا کردیم و خیلی بهتر شدم و فهمیدم که این دختر واقعا دوست واقعی است. الهو کریم و رحیم به ذکر زنده و به امید الهایت موجود و پاینده. الهو کریم و رحیم به ذکر زنده و به امید الهایت موجود و پاینده. So after I finished book one, it was time for me to leave for New York City, which was the place where I was going to study electrical engineering. In 2012, I began studying at Columbia University. Now, the first feeling that I had when I moved there was, I feel lonely. One night I called up Shiva and I said, listen, do you know any Baha'is here? Can I go to a devotional? She said, well, let me find out.
من اون موقع توی نیویورک کسی خیلی نمیشناختم، برای اینکه من خب تازه از ایران اومده بودم. تنها جایی که میشناختم بیشتر تاکوما بود، حتی سیاتل هم زیاد میشناختم. بنابراین از دوستایی که اطراف بودن پرسجو کردم که خب خوشبختانه یکی از دوستان تازه از نیویورک برگشته بود، اونجا تحصیل کرده بود، جامعه بهایی نیویورک رو میشناخت. بنابراین دوستش رو به ایگناس معرفی کرد و خیلی سریع ایگناس تونست با اونا تماس بگیره و اونجا رفت. وقتی که ایگناس توی تاکوما بود، کتاب 1 رو تمام کرده بود که حالا وقتی که شرکت کرد اون جلسه دعا رو درخواست کرده بود که حالا اگر جلسه دیگه هست که من میتونم بیشتر این باف باشم، بتونم بیشتر شرکت کنم. اونا هم بهش معرفی کرده بودن و یواش یواش با جامعه بهایی نیویورک ارتباط بیشتری پیدا کرد. یعنی تقریبا شدن خانواده ایگناس توی نیویورک.
It was January morning that when we were supposed to start the study circle of book 5. It was frosty and it was cold. When we finally sat together, we went around the room, introduced ourselves and said, why are we here? And something in my heart told me that I was supposed to be here. I said, I just feel like I had to be here. I don't know why. I feel like this is the part where I could say this poem. Man gum shodeash budam, u gum shodeam bud, u yaft mara, varna nemiyaftam ura. I also, through the study of this book 5, learned that the junior youth are going to be those engineers in the future, or other professionals who will make ethical decisions if we actually help them go through these groups. That was this long-awaited answer to this question of, can we make a universal code of ethics? And from there on Saturdays we would go and home visit the parents of these junior youth, and Sundays we would spend animating the junior youth with my co-animator. I very well in school, I decided to study Persian actually. And I take a course in Persian language as a elective because why not?
من خیلی خوشحالم.
من بیشتر خیلی خوشحالم.
یه محبت خیلی بزرگی نصیب من شده که زندگی رو در کنار کسی شروع کنم که اینقدر عشق و علاقه داره به بشریت، اینقدر عشق و علاقه داره به یاد گرفتن در مورد آدمای دیگه و به فرهنگ ایرانی عشق می‌ورزه. در مورد یعنی فکر کنم اولین هدیه‌ای که برای من بسیار ارزشمند بود و ایگناس به من داد یک شعری بود که حفظ کرده بود، شعر مولانا بود که حفظ کرده بود.
خنکندم که نشینیم در ایوان من و تو، به دو نقش و به دو صورت به یکی جهان من و تو، داده باغا دم مرخا به دهای نبه هایم، آن زمانی که در این بدیشان من و تو، اختران فلکایم به نظر ما، ماه خود را که در به باستان من و تو، من و تو بی من و تو جمع شوی از سر زو خوش و فر زخر و فر به پریشان من و تو. In 2013, from the new year, I decided that I will stop drinking alcohol, and that'll be my first step towards trying to live a Baha'i life for a year. That was my goal that I set. The news of this reached my family, and they were a little bit surprised. They said, "Well, what? You're not gonna have a drink anymore?" And in social gatherings and Lithuanian culture, it's very natural that we open a beer and we drink. Well, there were many reasons, and I didn't feel like I had to justify it, but to me it made sense that I came from a country where alcoholism is so prevalent, and if I drink alcohol, I don't feel like I'm doing anything to stand against it. I'm simply being complacent with it. And also, here I was animating junior youth about the negative effects of alcohol, but then I would go to the bar and have a drink with my friends, and I felt uneasy and uncomfortable with that I was being hypocrite. Then that same year, I decided that besides saying an obligatory prayer every day, I would like to also try to fast, maybe for a day or two, and experience that. March came and I began to fast. And I fasted 1 day and 2 days, and I fasted all 19 days, and I said, wow, this was amazing. It's so rejuvenating, and I was much more energized. I became much closer in my prayers to God. I felt more spiritual and more focused on the service. And so when my parents learned about this, they were very shocked. Suddenly they said, well, who brainwashed you? Who did this to you? Like, what happened? Because as far as I remember, you said you don't want to do anything with religion, and here you are fasting. I mean, you are doing something wrong. That's first of all, it's not healthy for you. So many worries came from their heart. That is understandable. I had changed a lot, and they were not there when I was going through this change. So what I did, I tried to research and help them understand that there's no health concerns there, that it's okay, and I'm still alive and I'm not hurting. But by the end of that year, I realized that one does not become a Baha'i. It's simply a choice to believe that Baha'u'llah is the prophet for this day, who brought the message that we use to make better our society and our community. Throughout that year, the only thing that I felt I did not understand was giving to the fund of Baha'i faith was not allowed by non-Baha'is, which I found very interesting, and I always felt like when I go to the church and give the money, I don't know where it goes. Why should I give it? So I was often protesting that. I said, well, I'm not going to give money if I don't know where it goes. A couple of years in serving in the community and seeing what textbooks we use and how we use the resources, I understood that there was a need for material income for which we can help pay the rent of a community room or buying some textbooks. So as I learn about these things, I also learned to love all these aspects, all these laws of Baha'i faith. And once I felt comfortable one day, it was the birthday of Baha'u'llah, November 12th, in New York City, which was the city of the covenant. And I said, I think today is the day. گذشته ات مهم نیست، مهم اینه دنبالش باشی، مثل نسیم خودش میوزه.
بالاخره داریم میریم لیتوانی. خیلی چمدونمون پیچیده کردیم، پر بوده.
پروازمون ساعت 1:20 دقیقه است. 2 ساعت یا آمستردام توقف داریم. بعدش میرسیم به لیتوانی.
اونجا برف میاد.
خیلی
سرده ولی با عشق خدا گرم باشه. عشق هم